Those listening from Samoa, do you guys remember the nights when they used to have that dedication hour? I remember when I visited American Samoa, I'd be hearing all that dedication at nighttime. There we go.
You know while you're talking, go ahead and talk it out, cuz while I find this.
Powered by Riverside.
Oh, like I was saying, the whole, you used to have to call into that radio station and then they record you. Who you want to give a dedication out to tonight? And then you'll hear, little boyfriend and girlfriends from the high schools out there. I want to give a little shout out to my girl.
Music going, get that music going, cause we are back. We live and on YouTube. Yes.
Tales of the hustle, dreams come alive, building the future, watch them strive. Why use? Tune in and vibe the drive. Why use? Tune in and vibe the drive.
It's Uce. Tune in and vibe the drive. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another episode, live episode on YouTube. You are now tuning in to Uce Podcast. I'm your host, Kenny Motivational.
I'm Ili.
Brought to you by Riverside FM.
They ain't sponsoring us. Sheesh.
I know, man.
But we're on their platform forever.
For real. Disclaimer, we're practicing, baby. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta fake it till you make it is what they say. But anyways, that's all practicing.
Yeah.
We're affiliated anyways. Yeah, we're close to getting sponsored by them. If you like the visual of what you're seeing, cop our link. It's not here right now, but I will eventually post it. But you can find that on our YouTube channel. You know what I mean? But man, it's Thursday. Thank God that the week is about to end. Man, Ili, it's been a long week. Work, life, podcasting, business, the whole 9 yards. The White House is doing their thing. Federal government is doing their thing. The whole world of U.S. Now all of a sudden, Mexico, Canada, China, Russia, Ukraine, you name it. It's just all out there, man.
Yep, everyone is just living the life of all the chaos that's going on. And another thing people are also worried about and stressed is the stock market.
Really?
Yeah. You know how, because there's a lot of, it's been red lately, it's been going down, and then you hear some people say, well, we need to clean up the stocks in order to make things right in the country. I'm like, boy. Because, you got stocks like Tesla's really low, Target went down. Who else? That's a real thing.
Everything just drop, and there you go, boom. But you know what, ladies and gentlemen? From the good old man, the guru himself, J-Bid. Now is the time to purchase them stocks. Don't be left behind, man. Don't have that middle class, lower class mentality and cash out. No. Hold on and buy more.
Can't wait to have J-Bid come back on, but yeah. But yeah, it's been a long week. It's Thursday evening, and I'm just glad we get on here and just chill. Look at you already yawning. You can tell you had a long day at work. But, we're just here. We're just here to talk about what's going on in today's world. And I know you want to talk about some stuff.
Yeah, go ahead, cuz.
No, you go ahead. For those what?
And for those who are new to our channel, man. Again, I'm Mofanua. That's Ili. 2 first cousins from American Samoa who are American citizens, basically raised out here in the U.S. We are here to share and voice our opinion on a hot topic that goes on every week. You know what I'm saying? You have CNN, Fox, you have Facebook, you got Yahoo, you name it. Well, hey, when do you ever see a Samoan besides in New Zealand, Australia, and the islands where you see people like us, having our opinions on these hot topics? And why do we care about it? Because it's very simple, man. We're paying taxes. So, when you pay taxes and you have a portion of this country and family members who serve this country, it matters to us. You know what I'm saying? So thank you for tuning in. And with that said, guys, you know what I'm saying? Before we start, For the newcomers, man, right there. It's posted below. Follow us at www.yuce.com. You see this beautiful hats that we're rocking right now. The red, Make America Great. Today's a new day. Uce, we just say, I got you. You know what I'm saying? And then Ili with the visor. You know what I'm saying? I believe these are stuff that are limited. It's limited editions left. A shout out to those who purchased it. These are one of our hot items that's been going off the shelf. We don't have a lot in stock no more. So we're looking forward to the announcement, but we have to keep at least me, need to keep my mouth shut and keep it tight, and because we got great updates coming down the road for everybody, especially for our followers, man. I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, man, that's what I got as far as update goes.
Good. Just also want to put a disclaimer out there for those of you who are new to us, watching us. Thank you for watching us and joining us. Don't forget to subscribe to us. But you hear words like when we say here, like my cousin just said, "Make America Great Again." It doesn't mean we endorse any percent, parties. We're just here. We're right down the middle, and we talk about what we feel, or it's just our personal opinion on what's going on and how it affects us. Like he says, we're taxpayers, so of course we have a voice, and we're all about just speaking our voices. It's our opinion, and we love to hear from you all. So let's get it started, Mr. Mr. Hard Worker.
For real, blue collar, man. That's Ili. That's her personal opinion. Everything we do is purpose. This red hat, because that's what's trending. So we're not only just podcasters speaking our opinions on whatever the topic is. We are also students and learning about this marketing strategy. So for those that are looking to do stuff that we're doing, guess what? That's what's hot right now. So, with the light bulb popping up, that maybe y'all might want to consider it. For those that are like into hats and want to sell it, we follow the trend. We like to ride the wave. Does it mean that and again, like Ili said, we're non-biased. We do our best to try to promote that, because we want to hear both sides of the story. That's where we're at with that one. But yeah, man, we're gonna first cover Lewinsky.
Zelensky.
The Ukraine president. The Ukraine president, everybody already seen that last week. And for those that have not been updated or been too busy, you know what I'm saying? Because we all have busy lives. The president of Ukraine visited the White House. A few things stood out was his attire, what he was wearing to the White House. So one of the reporters asked a question about that. And then the whole thing of him not willing to sign a peace treaty with Russia. So long story short, we're going to cover a little bit of that part. What's your thought on it, cousin? Like, are you for the left or for the right? What do you think about it? Because people are saying that, this was bully 101 from President Trump and his what do you call them? His party, right? It's called his party. President and his seats. His
cabinet.
Thank you, cabinet. So his cabinet, this was all a setup. And then there are those on the right that said, no, that wasn't a setup. Donald Trump was literally happy and actually just complimenting his outfit, because normally he will show up to all these powerful leaders and come and ask aid for either its money, weapon to support the war against Russia. And he actually came decently instead of wearing like a militant or military outfit. What's your take on it, cousin? How do you feel about it? You know what I'm saying? What you see, positive and negative?
Well, I only went to watch it because, husband was talking about it and a lot of people were talking about it. So I went and watched it a bit because the meeting didn't last that long. About 40 minutes into it, it took a downturn because the whole meeting was just basically get the President Zelensky, who, Ukraine, to sign off on the deal for, the minerals and so forth, I believe. But someone can correct me on that. And when I was watching it, I want to address the first part, my opinion. When I watched some of the videos out there, you have one of the news person asking the President Zelensky, why are you not wearing a suit? You're the president, you're here in the Oval Office. I don't know if he said all that, but I'm like, does it really matter? Was it really necessary to ask that question? I mean, I crack up because I didn't hear people ask that when Elon Musk went to the cabinet meeting with what he had on, with his t-shirt, his jacket, and a hat, tech support. But I guess because, both sides are just going after each other. And, at this point, I'm really annoyed and just tired of it. Like, just get the damn business done. These guys, the left and the right, going to have to learn how to work with each other. But it's just getting tiring. But watching the thing go down, the two meetings, to me, it almost seemed like it was like a screenplay. It was a setup. I feel
so
like
you lean to the left, somewhat.
not to the left. I don't know, but I'm just saying it looked like, because right now I look at everything, Kenny. To be honest with you, it's like everything is a show now for the American people. It's like WWF now. Everything's being screenplayed. It's like we're not even taking serious or taking care of what the business is. So that's how I perceive what was going on. I was like, I just get so tired. I'm basically exhausted, but because I pay taxes, I want to know what the hell's going on. But if we can stop the war, that'll be cool. But both sides have their reasons. It's kind of sad that they didn't get to sign things at the agreement at that point, but I believe that they're about to come up with a agreement. But that's my take on that day when they had that meeting on the 28th of February. It looked like a setup, but then reading more into it, I can see the reason why the vice president was upset. So the vice president basically criticizing Zelensky for like a perceived no gratitude regarding U.S. support in the ongoing conflict with Russia. At one point, Trump accused Zelensky of gambling with World War III. And then the meeting, like I said earlier, it ended abruptly without signing the anticipated agreement on Ukraine's rare earth minerals. So, of course, after all that went down, the aftermath, the Trump administration suspended all military and intelligence aid to Ukraine. The administrations, basically that Ukraine's failure to align with Trump's peace negotiation strategies led to this decision. So that is what's going on right now. So we'll see what happens from there. But when I first saw it, it just looked like a big old play to me.
Just a side note before I have a take on it is I went to go see my doctor. I told you I went to go visit my doctor. I haven't seen my doctor for like, what was it? Maybe
months.
like 6 months or something like that. Because of like me and Ili going on this journey of weight loss, living a healthy life. And I used to always say on our previous episode that I'm type 2 diabetic or am I borderline? I'm actually confused. I'm not sure which one it is. But, I had a minor heart attack maybe 2-3 years ago. And I stopped taking all the medicines, right? Because I had like prescriptions for to treat the heart, and then also prescriptions medicines to treat the diabetes. I was on this journey for a few months where I just stopped taking the medicine completely. I think it had been like 2 to 3 months. Just stopped taking all those medicine. I just started. I wouldn't say like an extreme workout, but my job requires me to do a lot of walk. For those that are familiar with 10,000 steps, for my job, I was able to do 16,000 steps a day. And when I get off of work, I feel good. So, after constant readings of your health and it's all going to tie into this whole political movement because it also falls to RFK Jr.'s fight for, it's for the children, but then also the case of like the big pharma and how they promote and pay these doctors to, give us prescriptions. So, I take the visit today because there's actually one medicine that I do take, and it's been helping me where I feel the blood flowing, I feel good, and she stopped refilling it. So I knew, okay, well, the only way to get a refill is to go and pay the visit. I get there, and my doctor was just like in shock of the news that I gave her. Like, yeah, I didn't take no more medicine, but I feel good. I lost like 20 plus pounds. I'm actively walking. I drop, like slowly control the salt intake and really drastically just not have sugar and cream in my coffee. Just drink straight black coffee and a lot of water and cut down on carbs, right? So what do you think? What is it when you know how you go into the setup and it's first it's the nurse that goes through the basic first, like takes
Check
your
your vitals.
vital, everything checked out really good, right? So I was like, okay, this thing might be working, right? Because it's going, and I'm sorry for everybody. I'm just trying to paint the picture of it. It's like one of them things when Dana White said that he spent millions. I wouldn't say millions, but a lot of
A lot of
$100,000,
money.
a lot of monies on these so-called high doctors, and the issue that he was having because he was overweight too for his size, and he was having problems. And then he met somebody else who started talking about these vitamins, supplements, just not anything based off of FDA or a big pharma. And he feels so great, so he promotes that. And then we see a lot of these people on social media who has been in the same journeys. So that's the only reason why I cut off the medicine, and I wanted to give it a try because, I let me backtrack real quick. I also had to get like a CPAP machine, right? I even stopped using the CPAP machine for like 2-3 months. Felt great, But what kind of made me hear my doctor out because she was very concerned. She's like, Kenny, you remember you had a heart attack? And I'm like, yeah, doctor, but I feel right. And the fact that she said, the outer appearance, you're going to feel right. But those medicines were specifically, she was referring to the 4 main medicines that helps with your heart. I forgot the word terminology of what they were, but basically it was just left side of my heart is weak where it cannot push or pump out the blood. So it's like my heart is just weak. And to me, my mom passed away because of a heart situation. I'm like, damn, this is like something that passes on to the family. Like we just have heart problems, right? So it's like maybe, so I told my doc, you know what, I'm going to go back starting today and take those particular medicine. And I appreciate her transparency because, like, look, I know you're taking about 12 to 13 stuff that I subscribe. I understand where you're coming from, but I urge you to continue on with the heart one because it's going to help strengthen you. And there's 2 of them that you're going to stay on with it for life. You know what I'm saying? She's like, I'm telling you, you're going to stay on with it for life because it helps to support, whatever it is to keep it functioning. I'm like, damn, that sucks. But anyways, I decided to take it, and that's why when you were asking me, are you okay? Yeah. Well, when you take these heart medicine, you have to go do a number 1 every now and then. So I'm like, damn, back to that. That I don't miss.
Right.
It's doing that. You know what I'm saying? Now, going back to the president, the Ukraine president, what did I take off of it? Yes, I took it as it wasn't a setup. It was more of cocky Caucasian people sitting in there who's never. I don't even know if the VP was even in the military.
He was.
He was.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no wonder why. So good. He'll get a plus on that part. But the one thing I took off of it was like, why is VP talking? I felt like he was more gaslighting the situation and just not having 2 presidents or leaders talk. That right there to me, maybe because this is the first time that they aired it and showed how our foreign country leaders and our leaders would negotiate with stuff. And we only see that in movies. So I do appreciate Donald Trump and his, campaign or his, the party. Excuse me. I appreciate them doing that because it actually showed, it was a show, but he's being transparent of like what really goes down. And I know that they said something about like, it wasn't even their side. It wasn't even Donald Trump and them sides that wanted to invite the media in. It was actually the president of Ukraine because he's so used to doing that.
Yeah, it was Zelensky.
So, Zelensky, I don't have no fact check on it. That's just from what I've seen on the news, from main media, social media, and he say, she say. For those out there that knows about it, comment below. Let us know what's up. You know what I mean? This is what this platform is about. It's just to raise awareness. So, with that said, it's just the fact that getting bullied and just kind of like belittling the man. Oh, another thing, English is not his first language. You can see he was just trying to like, can you give me time to process what you're saying? Because he did ask legitimate questions. Have you been to Ukraine? That's what he asked the VP. VP automatically kind of paused, like, well, I haven't been there, but I've seen the videos. And to me, it's like, okay, one thing a video can show you, but there's another thing when you're actually there in real life. And I say that because how does that relate to me as an islander? A lot of people portrays Samoa of like Hawaii. And I'm like, no, we're not like that. Or sometimes people that have visited Samoa will be like, wow, that's like a third world country. It's so poor. I get offended off of that because in their eyes and the standard that they feel like needs to be met to become what's considered in their life is what's a middle class or a good life is not the same standard that islands like American Samoa and Samoa has. Our people, and I'm only saying that from being raised up there all the way to high school, I never looked or felt like there was a status that I had to withhold. I honestly felt like I was raised blessed, even with a whole bunch of cousins, 10 plus of us, you know what I mean? Like, never looked at life like that. So just to hear other people that's not speaking the same language, not able to defend. I'm talking about the president of Ukraine. You can tell that English is not his first language, and he was just trying to, not even giving him the respect to let him speak. They just kept cutting out because they felt offended. That's the stuff that I just felt like, okay, you guys lost me there and now that's the way I felt about it. Now I go to like social media. And it's a half deal. Well, actually, I wouldn't say half. It's actually 75% that was on the president of Ukraine side. Of like, okay, we understand this guy's been asking about the money. Now it's not about the money fact. Now, me who's been bitching about like, why are we giving Ukraine money? They didn't do shit for Samoa. They didn't do nothing for my island back in 2009 when we had a tsunami. If anything, freaking President Obama, like, it was like chump change that they gave us for U.S. territories. Same thing happened to Guam and Hawaii with the whole thing. But that's just the way I felt. At that moment when that was being filmed, I'm just like, dude, this is a human being. Where does the line of respect come from? But what did I get out of that? Let me just wrap it up. It showed this, what I got out of it. It shows the power that America has upon countries. Because like Donald Trump said, you have your cards are dealt. You have no ammo. You have, this is for business wise, you have no deal. The only deal you have is the deal I'm giving you. You know what I'm saying? It's like everything that you see in the movies, everything you hear about foreign countries complain about us, it's the proof is in the pudding. They just aired it out loud. Like, we are some tough son of a bitch. We're going to help you, but you're just going to have to agree with our terms. Which in all reality, this is what happens when you're a powerful nation. You're going to have to be like that at times too, if that makes any sense. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, I understand Donald Trump, all he did was just represent us, the people, those that voted for him, hear their voices, hear their cry. And one of the main things was like, we don't want to give money to the Ukraine no more. He did his job. It was brutal. Nobody really liked the way he did it. It's humanitarian, but that's just part of the business. Yep, that's where I'm at with that one.
Love it, love it. But like you said, I was reading it was 50-50, but who knows? The ratings keep changing about what they felt. And then you have people who were with Zelensky because, Putin, they're tired of him. They want him tried for war crimes, for alleged war crimes and so forth, alleged genocide and stuff. So, I mean, it's some deep stuff they're talking about Putin for the fact that invaded Ukraine. And but J.D. Vance was in the military. I think he did 1 or 2 tours. I don't know. Somebody fact checked me. But I just remember that he was in the military. There's actually a movie about him I forgot what the name of the movie is on Netflix. I watched it like 2 weeks ago. I didn't even know it was about him until it was like they say JD. I was like, oh shoot. Then the movie was about JD Vance being the hillbilly or something.
Definitely gonna have to look into this man because one thing for sure, he's loyal. That's a damn loyal VP to stand up and like, you need to respect the president of the United States. I get it, but just the fact of the way me alone, I'm speaking of my own personal opinion, I would never handle it like that. You know what I'm saying? Just because you're gonna keep on beating a person that's already down, his country's down. This man is fighting for his country, and he's coming here to represent his country, and to take it it just seemed like to take it very lightly, it was just not my cup of tea. There you go. That's the best way to say it.
He didn't even have an interpreter next to him. He was.
Yeah.
It looked like he was by himself at the time, but I get what you're saying. Where the two presidents are talking. Take a seat, VP. But as a VP, just protecting his guy because he's loyal as hell. That's why there's a lot of picture and memes about him. You see one with the orange lips, and I was just like, oh my goodness, some savages out here. But yeah, I see both points. What you were saying, but JD did what he did, and as a vice president, some people would be like, why the hell are you talking? Just let the presidents take care of it. But Trump let him, so Trump was fine with it because he never stopped him. Because he did ask Trump, he tapped Trump on the leg, may I say something, Mr. President? And Trump said, go right ahead. Got the green light.
Yeah. And like I said, I just like, well, that's a very unfair situation. Where's his camp? Where's his people? This guy. But like I said, man, I give it up to the Ukraine president because he held his ground.
He sure did.
He was not bothered, and maybe because he really was trying to comprehend what they were saying. Like, what are you saying? Like, did I truly understand what you were saying? Stuff like that. But it's good to see that he had the support of his United Nation, the Europeans having his back. A good thing came out of it. He was well embraced by his brother, his neighborly brothers and sisters who are all in Europe. So it was good to see that part. It was good to see that good things came. And the one more thing that I got out of it is just like, what, this is just the way it is. It's not like, am I offended by Donald Trump? No, not really. The man is just a businessman, and he's making business deals. So I do appreciate that for the president, but again, it's just those tactics. It's a little bit too much for me, but he got him that far. Maybe he's teaching us something, you know what I mean? Let us know what you guys think, man. Drop your comment below the link. Let us know what you guys' thoughts on. Let's talk about, Epstein, man. You know what I mean? A man rest in peace? Should I really say something like that? Well, he's no longer with us. His brother saying that he did not commit suicide, but I'm not sure if his trial already ended or like not the trial, but what came out of it, of the list. That was popular last week. People were talking about they're more intrigued of like who is on that list. Could it be like people like, you never know, like people like Donald Trump, JD Vance, or RFK Jr., P. Diddy, Jay-Z. You never know. Like, who was on that list? I was about that too. I wanted to know who was on that list. Was the former President Clinton on that list? You know what I'm saying? So people are
their children, with their children on the list.
Yeah,
everyone wants to see that list because they've been waiting for that list. Apparently that list was buried, but now that the new Attorney General's in, she's been asking the FBI to provide all that stuff. And then when they had the meeting last week, I think, and then you had influencer coming out with binders, and then they did little snapshots outside the White House coming out with the binders. But it was just a bunch of fluff. It was really nothing, and there was nothing because everybody was waiting for them to release the list. And to this day, there's no list. No list been released, I believe, unless it's out there that I don't know of. But till now, it's like, is there really a list, or can they even get the list, or have the list been shredded? Where is this list? Everybody wants to see the manifestation of people flying over there, however they got over there. But like you said, we're never gonna know because it's like the list just magically disappear, or it's there but they don't want to show it because maybe they saw some names on there that they don't want to put out there. I don't know, but the whole Epstein thing, there's probably a lot of people there's obviously a lot of folks connected allegedly. So who knows? Maybe they're saying that they're trying to protect the names of the young ones. So of course, redact that stuff. I'm sure it's redacted, but the list, everyone's just talking about the list. That whole binder was really just an act. Yeah, where's the list?
Show us the list, man, because it, it definitely was. Obviously, there was a lot of powerful people that was on that list because it could ruin our country. It could literally ruin our country with like all these high leaders that or they're the ones that probably got rid of it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's too deep.
Were there international leaders there too?
Yeah, even remember the Prince of England? He had to renounce one of the queens, one of the who is what? Yeah, who's the king right now? Okay, so yeah, one of his was it his one of the brothers? Because now the king.
Are you talking about King Charles?
It's King Charles. His no, it's Queen Elizabeth. King Charles, one of his brothers.
Oh, so Queen Elizabeth passed away. King Charles, her son, who is now King Charles, and then
So
you're
yeah,
talking
one of
about
the
the sons,
siblings.
Henry and is it Henry William? It might be Henry because he's known as the bad one.
No, it's not them. It was actually
A different country.
their uncle and aunties. Well, I don't know. That's one of them. I'm sorry, y'all. We're you Americans, so
We're still trying to figure it out.
yeah. But it was one of the prince, and he had to something about he got penalized and stuff like that because he was always over there. And there was a movie about it. Obviously, you can find that on Netflix. And just to me, I'm just like, that was a norm back then. That was a normal thing back then. I feel like we have come so far as a country by empowering our women, the gay community, and people that, just having equal opportunities. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of that stuff, it was a norm back then. A lot of young girls were raped by men that had power. I've heard a lot of that in Samoa too. You know what I'm saying? Heard it from even like granddaughters of a grandfather who was raping the kids' daughters.
Allegedly,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Allegedly. I mean,
yeah.
yeah. I
A lot
wouldn't
of
say
stories like
allegedly.
that.
It was just like long stories like that. I mean, that's not allegedly. That's just the tales or the stories of it. Because, where am I getting at with that, guys? It's just like how much we have learned in history as we are going forward as a people. Where, hey, this is not right. You thought slavery was bad back then. I mean, women was in that kind of bondage, for such a quite long time. And a lot of career women now, a lot of them are strong, but some of them are just like, they won't tolerate that. Like, hey, I ain't got to sleep my way through to get a good promotion. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of the women were very, and I'm all for that. You know what I'm saying? Being the side of where the women are fighting for their rights for equal opportunities, and just that list though, it would have been really nice to see who was on that list.
It's not. It wasn't just young girls, young ladies, also boys and young men.
Yeah,
Yes, and that happens to them too, because you know that list is long. So I don't, I don't think we're ever going to see the list. That's just my call. I mean, we probably just see a big old lot of black redacted stuff, and oh, there's the list. I don't think we'll ever see the list.
I do recall I was watching, trying to follow the story. Right, one of the ones I do enjoy watching is Candace Owens, and she was covering it, and she was telling her story as far as like she knew somebody that knows somebody that actually asked him to like, you need to have Candace Owens, interview you because she's more of non-biased. She just wants to find the facts and see what's going on,
Right.
And even just her explaining like the fact that this man, because she said, I'm normally not a person that's intimidated or nervous, but man, when I met him, you can just feel his presence of a man that just know his stuff, a man that's used to like having his ways, because he was asking all different kind of questions to where it kind of threw her off, but then she finally found her motivation of where she found her comfort, and she was able to proceed through with the interview. Yeah, so
With
I need
Epstein?
to follow up with Epstein. So she said she's just telling the audience, and I'm telling the audience to stay tuned with it because it's very something that we don't want to miss out on. It's going to be an epic
You mean
news
when
it
did she
comes
interview
out.
the guy? Like long time ago? Before he died?
Before he passed away, yeah.
Wow. And so
She was given the opportunity. She was given the opportunity. So
Oh.
I was just like, wow, good for you. That's awesome. Because she also, I believe, allegedly, that she was saying like she understood her situation. She's a black woman. She's not white. She's not a male. You know what I'm saying? So he was like really hounding her. Like he was a man that there was no guilt. Even if he was guilty, he did not care. So he was just drilling and testing her. Like he was asking her any kind of question because he pretty much had somebody he wanted to. He even told that to her face about a better reporter. What makes you? Who are you to even come and interview me? Why do you? And then that's when she realized, okay, the person that recommended her to him was somebody that Epstein respected and did as a favor. All right, let me hear this young black girl out. Let me see what she got. And she got him. She got the thing.
So that means he had that strong male dominance that just came in and basically, you know, yeah, that male.
And we meet a lot of narcissists like that. You know what I'm saying? That male dominance. And then, there's that allegedly thing that like the brother said that he's not actually dead. He didn't kill himself. There's so many things going on. Like the camera all of a sudden went out, the lights went out, so there's not really live evidence of him killing himself. So it's crazy like that. Epstein. I was just like, and then when I seen the dude, I'm like, man, this guy is not attractive at all. But it showcases the power of money and the fact of the power that you have in movies. Because he was just such a creator, and he was just had a picture the way he seen how things was going to happen. And I think she mentioned allegedly that like he's not worried because of the evidence that he has, because he recorded everything from what I hear allegedly. All his rooms were already recorded. And that goes the same with P. Diddy. P. Diddy has the same thing. All his parties and like what he's going for, P. Diddy is he's not even concerned because everything's recorded. So it's like, wow, that's crazy. You know what I mean? That's what I got out of that Epstein one, man.
Yeah, power of money. It's what people do with it. It could be for good or for bad. And a lot of people make that comment, money is the root of all evil. I don't believe that. It's just, it's the people who utilize the money, how they utilize it. So, but yeah, the power of money, it could do a lot. It gives people a lot of confidence and make them think like they're invisible. But that's to each person who has that much money. That's how they carry themselves. You have some people who are good with money and some people who are not. They think they can do anything and they can get away with breaking the law, or they think they can just do what the hell they want. But I ain't got nothing else on Epstein because at this point, like I said earlier, that's just me, my opinion. The list ain't never coming out. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but right now I stand by what I said. The list ain't coming out.
And today's spotlight, we want to give a shout out to Island Fizz, the Uce June from Texas, baby. Island Fizz, man, he goes live on TikTok. And he likes to go ahead and bedazzle everybody, especially the women. That's his target audience. You know what I
That's
mean?
what's up.
Bedazzle them with this fizz jewelry. So when you ever on TikTok, man, make sure you go out there and check out my Uso, man. Island Fizz, Uso June, man. Shout out to you, brother.
Island Fizz.
Let's go. Do you have anything hot that you've seen this week or last week that you want to bring to our attention that we can talk about?
So I think the San Diego Chargers, Bosa brother, that Bosa guy from Chargers, he's available. He's on the market, I believe. And then I think, people are talking the Niners should pick him up. Both the Bosa brothers should play together. So that's what I'm hearing out there. And then, of course, boy, shout out to Lil Debo there, going to the Washington Commanders. We're sports fans, so I had to talk about that real quick. But there's a lot of trades going on right now, and Metcalf wants to leave Seattle. Let's see what else. There's a lot of sports stuff.
But what do you think about Bosa? Both Bosa brother. I think the older brother from San Diego, his time is done. I'd rather take Metcalf over Bosa. Replace what's his name? Because who we got now? Jawan. We have who else do we got? The one that we wasted money on, little skinny boy. He got hurt.
Is it Persons?
Person. He's
the one that
right.
got shot.
Yeah, but he's a slot receiver. You know what I mean? Brandon
Ayuk is still there.
Yeah. So, but he got injured, so we definitely need that. I'm not into the NFL football one lately. I have, and I purposely did that for those that are tuning in. I am a 49er fan, been a fan for a long time. But like I mentioned earlier before on this live episode, your boy had a heart attack. So stress is not something that I need in my life. And every season, yeah. So for the past 20 years, the 49ers has disappointed me. I do not need that stress in my life. And I'm glad that I didn't follow the 49ers this year because apparently they really was bad. Really bad.
That's right. I forgot. I hardly follow the Niners. I still follow the Niners.
I root for them, but I don't follow none of that. So it's just like the difference said, man, why would I invest so much time for something that they ain't even going to pay me? You know what I'm saying? That's the way I look at it, guys. Your boy has just transcended or not. Just got different hobbies now, man. Podcast is my thing.
Yeah, we're just staying busy with this. It's like we're intentionally just doing what we need to do for our future. Not for a lot of our personal reasons. Like you talked about your health earlier, and that's very important to us right now because of the history of our family, our moms, our siblings, and just our family in general. I also lost 20 pounds. I had my doctor's appointment yesterday after work, went out there, and it went really well. Thank you. A lot of the blood rate, the blood work it's all in the green now, but still got a lot of work to do. Basically, the doctor said, whatever you're doing, just continue to do it. And going back to what you were talking about, the medicines. There's a whole lot of things about medicines, being on medicine. There's some good for you, some bad. And, there's a lot of conspiracy people saying allegedly doctors are just there to prescribe these medications. So it's to push it. That's just them pushing it for the big pharmaceutical companies. But I'm blessed to have a doctor. I'm going to speak on my own. I'm blessed to have a doctor that we actually sit down and talk. It's not no like 5-minute, 10-minute appointments that I have. It can last up to 40 minutes, 30 minutes because she'll sit there and actually talk to me because I gave her my wants and needs. I told her basically I want to go the holistic route of healing myself instead of, pumping me with all the stuff because I too am type 2 diabetic. Family has a history of it. I know my mom always mentioned do not take metformin if you ever become diabetic. diabetic.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Because
Yeah.
her kidneys were ruined. She ended up with kidney disease because of having that, and that was one of the things I know she was going through before she died. She was supposed to be going into dialysis. So, but anyways, we stopped the metformin because she agreed. She said, "Okay, let's just stop that," and got me on, something else. And so right now I'm only taking one thing with a low dosage, and it's a pen. And then that's been working good. Eventually, the goal is to wean off of all the medications, and I too am on heart medications because of you know little heart problems here and there. But I am very grateful that I have a doctor that sits there and listens. So the lesson for this is you are your best advocate for yourself. So you need to start asking questions when you go to the doctor. Don't let the doctor tell you what you should be doing, which in some aspects they should, but you also ask questions. Don't let Google do the answers for you. Just write down your questions and just ask. So, what is that medicine you're going to give me? What are the side effects? Now, if how long do you plan on keeping me on it? Is there anything holistically that can substitute that? Because my goal is to get off of that medication, not to stay long term. Because
Yeah.
those medications have also side effects. And then next thing you know, you got to take another pill to apply to that side effect. So it's just medications pile on medications. And when you mentioned, what's his name, that UFC guy, Dana? Was it Dana White?
Dana White, yeah, yeah,
Dana White. Yeah, so I started following the guy that helped him with
yeah.
his whole process with the 72-hour water fasting he did, and Gary Brecka. I love following that guy. He's the one that talks about the minerals you need in your body and so forth. But that's a whole different thing. That could be a whole different podcast. But man, I would
Hmm.
love to have Gary or Dana on here because when you listen to Gary, he breaks down the science of your body, the biological stuff. He's not a doctor, but he went to school for biology, for all your whole DNA and stuff. But it is important to be an advocate for yourself. Me and my cousin here, we are on a health journey. We started. It was a wake up call when he called me out of nowhere. He was in the hospital. He actually drove himself to the hospital.
Yeah.
During the whole process, he was getting, in a minor heart attack, a stroke or a heart attack, bro.
They
But you
said
were
it was a minor heart attack.
okay, but during the process, I mean, during his driving to the hospital, he was having one, and then he got admitted. And the fool calls me. He's laying there, and we still talking business. So I'm like, bro, you ain't gotta kill yourself, but man, but that was a wake up call for him, and a wake up call for me. But it took me a while too, just like how you hear his story. He just stopped medications because he wanted to do this because he feel great on the outside. I slowly started, doing stuff, but then I didn't take it serious. November is when I finally, it's like, you know what, enough is enough. I got tired of feeling tired, and when you're just tired, especially when you're getting up in that age, with everything that you put in your body when you were young, you used to party like crazy. Those of you who know me, you guys know my history. I ain't gotta tell you guys about, me kicking it. Ain't no shame in my game, but that was my life, but I haven't drank in a minute. The last time I had a drink was a glass of wine for New Year's, and I call it a night. Went to bed, and I don't drink like I used to. So it's the small changes, small baby steps, you know. But the moral of the story is you are the biggest advocate for yourself. So just use your voice.
Now it's time for a motivational post.
Man, a little motivational post. I love this because we get to just um, talk to each other and then just motivate each other and just provide, positive feedback or input into just pour into one another. And because of everything that's going on, again, like I said in the past, and I'm going to repeat it today, worry about what you can control. Don't worry about the outside, just worry about yourself. Now, the quote of the evening is, tough times reveal your true strength. You're doing amazing. If no one has ever said that you're amazing, know that you are amazing and you'll be doing great things, and the strength is within you. You just got to dig it out.
Real quick, you know what I'm saying? Just a quick shout out to Tiave Matangi. Speaking of diabetic, he is a Uso who's just a normal brown guy fighting the metabolic health issues. No one else is. And we'll be bringing it on to our podcast sometime. We're going to schedule that out because we are advocates of believing in our health and trying to put me and Ili on game to understand that, because we want to live a long life, you know what I'm saying, to see our families. But until then, tune into our next episode as we tune in every Thursday, man. I hope you like it. For those that are tuning in, shout out to y'all. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Kenny Morfanua.
And I'm Ili.
And we out. Oi, sorry, what bad? Okay, good job, Alana.
Powered by Riverside.
She said, see ya.
She just trying to, yeah. Yeah.
Say my sound.
She just trying to, oh, no, so. Fai ka lo ke fa ya wala pa ka ni te.